Game option. No, graphics options. Graphic options. I want to see what this looks like cranked to the max. Can it really only go maximum of 90? I recall that. You have to like turn it off. Texture high, filtering high, interactive, all of this on. Apply. Yes. And then I think those interactive things we do want to see. So I'm going to restart the game real quick. Sorry. Exit. Yeah, we're going to close the game because I want the interactive fog. I want everything. Turn off VSync. Everybody says that. Everybody says that. Okay, I will turn VSync off completely. Apply changes. And everything else is maxed out. Okay, close the game. We're going to see this. And honestly, probably after we finish this little attempt to diddly-do, I probably am going to jump back into Kerbal, and we're going to try to build at least one, one rocket that works. It's going to be good fun. Okay. Rebooting it. That's how you get unlocked FPS, if I remember. I just tried, I turned off VSync, and then I tried lowering it under 30 to set it to off. It doesn't work, and then you can't go higher than 90. I think you have to get into the INI files, probably. You should listen to Company of Heroes 3 review on the channel, worth a buy. They compare sound design and graphics to Company of Heroes 2, and it's insane. But can't be too negative. That's interesting. Yeah, it's always such a bummer. Is it the same studio? Because it's always baffling to me when, like, there's a sequel and then they just totally blow the follow-up. And, like, they don't even have some of the same features and things in it. They just, like, totally blew it. Like, did they just lose all their talent? Like, what happened? The Bard, thank you. 4 months of support. That's crazy. Love you, Luke. Happy to be a member for 4 months and a viewer for years. Thank you, my friend.
Now that I think about it, how did Scarecrow know to go after your IT department? I mean, I had no idea she worked for you when I shot her. I just got lucky.
I just got lucky. Dude, the rain looks so good. Look at the rain in front of that sign.
Aiming for her head.
Right. Forgot how funny the Joker is.
Oh, if I'd only had a video camera when I swept Barbara off her feet.
Oh.
Poor old Jimbo had to make do with a slideshow.
He swept her off her feet. Yeah, dude, this game still looks amazing. Honestly, I think this looks way better than even Suicide Squad. From what we've seen.
Chase after your ally, Bat, if you can, through a city my army now controls.
Yeah, this is just a beautiful, beautiful game. I want to see what the actual... Let's go to the main menu real quick. Hold on. We can go to the main menu and do the performance test, and that cranks the smoke effects and everything. PC performance test. There we go. It, like, really cranks it. Okay. I miss these smoke effects. This used to be a big thing in games where they'd put in the NVIDIA, like, smoke effects pack and stuff. Like, look at that. Interactive smoke. It's not really a thing anymore. It's a bummer. And this game looks this good. This isn't running with DLSS, and there's no upscaling. It's just 4K native. It's rendering everything. The interactive trash on the ground. Enhanced light rays. The rain looks sexy as hell. I feel like an old man complaining when telling people this game is better than most new ones released today. Dude, this game was on another level graphically. Look at the smoke effects too. Nowadays, I don't think games even implement this smoke tech anymore. It's all about ray tracing. And I think, honestly, like, this game doesn't have any ray tracing, and I think it looks better in a lot of the lighting than ray-traced games generally do. I'd rather have the smoke effects, honestly, than the ray tracing stuff. Ray tracing's great, but the smoke effects are much more noticeable. I don't know what's supposed to be happening here. Oh, it's just over. Press any key. Yeah. That's crazy. And that's cranked up. VSync max. That's 4K. Oh, was that not the most texture filtering? Okay, hold on. Now we have to apply these. And now we have to try it again. Because I thought that was maxed out. Apparently not. Apparently not. Ray tracing isn't efficient enough to get great visuals out of it. Some games do it well, others do not. I think, for me, like, it seems like the main thing for, like, the perks of ray tracing is reflections, of course, and then you can have global illumination. But the thing is, most of these areas and levels, you can bake that in. And it makes more sense to bake it in from a gameplay perspective, because why have the game run it in real time if you can just pre-calculate that stuff and then bake it into the texture loadout and packs of those materials and items. So I don't know why, like, it's a cool tech demo thing, I guess, but I would much prefer having, like, the interactive smoke, the junk and paper on the ground that you can interact with, more realistic water physics. I'd rather have all of that stuff than this. Exactly. The Last of Us is the best modern example of great baked-in lighting. Exactly. Like, you'll lose some stuff. Like, you can't have a real-time day-to-night cycle when you bake in a lot of lighting. At least it's not easy to do that. And it seems like most of the time they don't do it. So you'll lose that, but you'll gain all the other benefits of baked-in lighting, which is much better performance. Honestly, I think it can often look better than ray tracing, because ray tracing is just trying to do what the baked-in lighting has already done. Like, most of this lighting is all baked in, because there's no day-night cycle in this game, so they don't need to bake, or they don't need to have it dynamic entirely. They'll just bake most of this stuff in. Control is decent. I just find the game very soft with its engine. Yeah, Control is a looker. I remember I was going to play, like, the PC version of the game for the critique we did of Arkham Knight, and then I realized that they were capping the frame rate on PC, and the PC port at that version still wasn't great. So I played on Xbox, and this game on Xbox, on series consoles and all those platforms, this game runs great. Still, it's got its quirks. It's not a perfect game, but as a technical showcase of what a great team can do, man, this game was so far ahead of its time. It's crazy. And now, like, maybe I'm just, like you were saying earlier, maybe we're just the old geezers that are like, back in my day, games looked even better. But I really think that this looks better than Suicide Squad does in everything we've seen. Suicide Squad, there was a lot of lighting and stuff on the character models during the fighting sequence they showed that was not very... I didn't find it to look very good. It looked like really poorly done, like, attempts at baked-in lighting. It was just weird. This game looks a lot better than a lot of recent games. What looks better to you, The Witcher 3 or this? On a technical level, this game, like, hands down. The Witcher 3 has its quirks. It has some problems graphically that still are present. There's, you know, a lack of transparency and things within some texture models, especially for foliage. There isn't really a lot of subsurface scattering on human models with skin. This game just across the board, like post-processing effects are all insanely good. And I mean, just look at the detail of the light reflecting off the different parts of his suit, where the carbon fiber reflects differently than the cloth underlayer. It's just ridiculously well done. Like, it's stupid how beautiful it is. But, I mean, again, to be fair, The Witcher 3 is a much different game than this one, so you wouldn't expect it to be, like, a head-to-head comparison. But, like, especially the ambient lighting of, like, how these LED lights, or LEDs, these neon lights, like the ones right there, right below my feet, these light up the air around them, or the purple right beneath me, reflecting off the wet ground and the rain particles. Like, it's just a gorgeous game, and it's not using ray tracing or anything to do it. Oh, God. I forgot this is the forbidden area where they, at this point in the story, they still have all of the tanks there.
This never would have happened.
Never! Have you watched the hilarious Todd Howard deepfake talking about Elder Scrolls 6? No. I have not. What's it called? Like, can you put the title of the video word for word in chat? It'll block it if you link it, but if you put the word for word.
I mean, I had no idea she worked for you when I shot her. I just got lucky.
I can look it up.
Seriously, I was aiming for her head. Oh, if I only had a video camera when I swept Barbara off. Poor old Jim.
Some of the demolition tech is also crazy. Totally not lethal. Just blowing stuff up. No, I didn't want to do this. I drove around it. I don't want to do it. Totally not lethal.
As do I, Master Bruce. He has presumably chosen that title for a reason. Where do you suggest we start?
Arkham City. Go through the files of every inmate who was released following the death of Hugo.
Just run them over. The thing that still to this day pisses me off about this game is that the Arkham Knight has a line that happens towards the end of the game where he's asked, like, or they anticipated the player being like, so why couldn't you just put people in the tanks? Because if you put people in the tanks, Batman wouldn't blow them up because he wouldn't want to kill people, so you would just win. And they anticipated that and said, they have him say a line that's like, I could have put men inside the tanks, but that would have been too easy. I want a real fight. It's like, come on, man. Come off it. Are you kidding me? Like, that's how you're going to explain it away? Like, it's not my fault that I noticed a glaring flaw in this. And especially if the Arkham Knight wants to, like, beat Batman for real, which he does because he's trying to kill him the whole game. Why not just, like, do this very simple thing that would win? Like, easy. Done. You win. You beat Batman. He can't kill it. He can't blow up the tanks because he doesn't want to kill anybody. Boom. Or just take, like, an innocent civilian, put him in the tank. Not even one of your own men. A civilian in every tank. Problem solved. Like, but no, he's just like, I want a real fight. I want a challenge. Okay. Okay. Whatever. I'm old. I've been playing a lot of Sleeping Dogs lately, trying to get all the achievements. Very fun game. Yeah, I've heard very good things. I haven't played Sleeping Dogs, but I've heard very good things. I should try it. Now that I'm pretty much done with Hogwarts Legacy. You can tell like the reflections are baked in with like cube maps or something because they don't match what's behind you at all. But when you're flying past them, you don't really notice. I don't think it's a big deal. Dude, I would have killed to get a full Gotham City open world Batman game. Like, where imagine you could just explore all of this as far as you see. All of this is open to you. That would be awesome. Like, you look at this map, and this is actually pretty small. Like, you can go there, all the way around here, and then there. There's, like, it's really not that big of a play space. Like, it really isn't. Try it in 8K. Oh, we could probably try that. Oh, stupid notifications aren't sounding off. I'm sorry, guys. I'll try it in 8K white. Thank you for the 199. Hector, thank you for the 5. I think that a stronger comparison is the Miles Morales game in terms of graphics and tech. I will say Insomniac has done a lot of work to compete. I will agree. It's also a beautiful game. They did the ray tracing thing, but they did like quarter. Oh, I don't think it'll let me go. Do I have to turn it? Here, what if I apply that? Can I run 8K? Yes, keep these settings. No, it won't let me run 8K. Bummer. But they have like quarter resolution ray traced on Windows, and they've got a lot of cool tech, and it is beautiful. I mean, the one thing you have to say about Insomniac stuff is that the data streaming tech they have is ridiculous. I mean, they can just stream so much data in so quickly. It's ridiculous. This game does a really good job of it, especially, you know, once you start flying around, you don't really notice pop-in. Like even here, I'll start moving quickly, and you're not going to really be able to notice pop-in. They do a really good job. Ooh, that was bad. That was weird. Little freeze. But they do a really good job of it. Like I'm looking for it. You guys know me. I notice pop-in like crazy. It's kind of a curse of mine, and I'm not seeing anything. If I fly over there, I see men, like a couple of dudes running away. If I zip up and try to get closer to them, then we swing down, any pop in, little bit there maybe with a texture popping in. But honestly, I saw maybe something popping in right here on the ground, and that, like, maybe this texture popped in. But for real, it's really tough to see. Forgot. This is another scary place. Don't stand around. Okay. Check the periphery. Okay, so if we're looking on the edges of the screen, there was a little, actually. There was some. Yeah, if we're looking at the very edges of the screen, even then, I'm not seeing a lot. Especially, like, nowadays, it seems like every game has horrible pop-in issues. And so for this one, like, to basically not have any major problems with it, it's pretty refreshing. Here, there's a bunch of stuff on the ground. Is anything going to pop in? Not really. Look at this trash flying in the breeze. That's funny. Yeah, man, I'm having trouble spotting any pop-in. Oh, there. Well, no, not really. It's very, very well done. Yeah, they do a good job covering it. They do a good job with objects, but buildings do pop in a bit, but it's very well done. They merge it well. We're not getting any new Batman games anytime soon, aren't we? Yeah, no, we're not. They basically said that they're done with the Arkham series. They've reached a good point. They feel comfy with it. And I mean, I agree. I don't know what you do. I think Arkham Knight is a great example of how they just had done what they needed to do. They played it out. The formula worked, but it was starting to get stale, so they needed to shake it up, and they introduced the Batmobile and stuff, and players were like, we don't actually like that. So they were like, okay, well, I mean, we can just make Arkham City 2 and it's just more of what you already got, or we can try to do something different. And apparently they did. They tried to do it with the Superman game, but they worked on that for a couple of years, pitched it to Warner Brothers execs, and they turned it down. So they did a bunch of work on it and then got dumped. I wouldn't be surprised at all if a handful of really talented devs at Rocksteady left the company after that Superman game got canned. Because that's apparently something that happens. I was talking to somebody who works at Ubisoft now, but they used to work at, I think they worked with CD Projekt. They've been all over the place. But he was telling me that it's extremely common for people to leave because he left Santa Monica. He was one of the guys at Santa Monica studio when that game that came before God of War 2018, when that got canceled. And he was like, yeah, no, I was so heartbroken that I just couldn't bring myself to stay on the team and just pretend as though my heart wasn't broken. So I just moved on to work in a totally new place and new project, everything, just start from scratch. He's like, I kind of regret it now because it could have been part of God of War, but yeah, what are you going to do? But I mean, I don't blame him. Imagine you work on something for years and then some bigwig exec that doesn't really understand gaming just comes in and decides to cancel it. It's like, nah. Throw it all away. Plus, we're going to fire a bunch of you. Like, screw you, dude. I'm finding a new company to work for. I get it. Put on the 60s back suit. I don't know if I have it downloaded. I think you have to do it from the main menu, I think.